And meeting the newest,
Peekaboo.
yep, the newest guy, I guess, down at the Athens school system.
That's right.
Terry Roller. Good morning. Welcome to the show, and thanks for sticking around. See how things work. I thought you might have left by now.
No, your comedy's so good. I wanted to stay for a while and enjoy myself.
He said, I have discovered, and we're like, what? That you're not right.
What exactly is your title, Terry?
I do personnel, I do public information, and I do transportation. I basically do anything that needs to be done at the school level, at the district office level that involves people. So anything involving people I do.
Well, okay, school opened Monday.
Right.
Any problems so far?
Well, you know, when school starts back, you have some unique things that occur. Sometimes children don't remember their names or what buses they ride, or probably the cutest thing that happens, you know, you're trying to help a kid get on the bus, and you say, well, where do you live? I don't know. Well, what's mom's name, Mommy? I wanted to ask him what dad's name is because we know it's daddy. So, but it's been really neat because our principals are dynamic, fantastic people. They love kids, and that's been the trend here in Athens. People love this place so much. They took all the challenges as they presented themselves, and they worked through it, and we got everybody home. Now, of course, there's some things that have developed recently, you know, some things in the news as of late.
Yeah, it's amazing to me, the security now that they have to go over, like Chris bowling over at Athens High School and stuff like that. But to make a long story short, let me tell you what happened to me yesterday. I'm coming back from the Percy Sledge interview.
Okay.
You know, he was an hour and a half late, so put me behind, you know. So, and I usually don't speed, but I come through Brooks yesterday, killing, so I slow down, know it's school zone, but it was, you know, like, it wasn't school, wasn't it? So I'm barreling into Athens, right there at the Athens Intermediate School.
How fast were
She
you
called
going?
me. I'm on the phone. About that time, I see an Athens police officer. I'm doing 58 miles an hour. It's 2:30. School ain't out yet, but this school's on. I just said, I am busted. I was like a wild man. I was, you know, I pull over. He gets out. He said, hey, man, Mr. Cooper, I didn't know you. I said, well, you know, I'm guilty. He said, well, we're not giving tickets today.
We're warning
because
everyone.
we're warning everybody. I said, I just completely forgot about it.
You got to pass.
Well, but evidently that was, I wasn't the only one yesterday. But it just crossed my mind, Terry,
So
completely.
remember that. Remember.
Yeah, so remember, you got to slow down in those areas. Domestic incident happened yesterday, or day before yesterday here, and, excuse me for the word, I got a little family deal going on here this morning. That's just, this don't happen often, but when it does, it's big news.
That's right.
And, you know, people, it's like the deal over
Bad
in Florence,
choices.
you know, carrying a gun didn't even have a permit. You cannot bring a gun onto a school campus.
Correct. And, you know, the law just recently changed, and so you're seeing a lot of things in the news as of late. Superintendent Mr. Holliday did a story last week talking about our stance with guns. You know, we know people can carry their guns, and interestingly enough, you always could have a gun in Alabama that wasn't concealed. And so, but that's really coming out now, and it's kind of sparked a new gun sale push right now. And but our stance in Athens City is you can't bring them on school property. So yes, you may have a gun, but not.
You can't have any kind of weapon. Now, what does, when they say that, what does that mean? I mean, I've seen where kids have been arrested for having a knife in their truck that they use in hunting and stuff.
Correct.
So what is the policy?
Well, the school policy has been you can't have anything that can be considered a dangerous weapon, and that could extend all the way to bats or clubs or brass knuckles or things like that. But typically, what would happen is kids would go out hunting before school and have remnants of their hunting. They could have, you know, a knife used for skinning, or they could have shells left over from emptying their gun or whatever, or have bullets in the truck. And so there are always things that you want to remind your kids as hunting season started. Please be reminded that you clean out all that stuff before you come to school. So, you know, we've had a pretty clear stance on that because ultimately student safety is the most important thing. We want to keep everyone safe at school. So, you know, I really got to give hats off to the Athens Police Department yesterday because basically what they did was they had an incident. And anytime anything about a school is ever mentioned, Chief Floyd notifies, his staff notifies the superintendent or their designee, and we immediately put our plans in place. Our principals are trained, our staff, they're trained well. They know exactly what to do. We put schools on lockdown, and we let them do their job.
Last week we had Sheriff Anna Franklin, the sheriff from Morgan County, Decatur, on last week, and then we had Sheriff Blakely, sheriff here, on yesterday. What, in your opinion, what has happened to people across the nation these days? Why pick on innocent? Are people just going nuts or what?
Well, you know, I don't really think it's new. I really believe that we get communication out and get information out, and we share information so much more now. And I think things like this, domestic violence has always happened. People have always made statements about, I'm going to go and do this or do that, and then I'm going to go and grab my kids. But now we can communicate that information so much more easily. So
It's
I
so
think
quick to respond.
And it's quick, so it's getting back to us more. In the past, you could make statements like, when this is over, I'm going to get you, or, and now, because we've had documented evidence of people actually carrying it out, when someone makes a threat like that, you got to assume it's true.
Back when I was in school, which was a long time ago, our pictures were in black and white. But the only trouble we ever had, the new kids in school usually got beat up the first day.
And you know what? That was okay back then. But now we talk about hazing and bullying, and that's a big deal.
That's the thing we didn't even talk about.
And we have to.
What about sexting? That was a big thing that the police here are saying that kids don't realize what that actually.
Well, sexting is when you're sharing explicit photos of yourself. Students will do that. Young people will do that. It's pretty common. Again, it's the access to technology, and so because kids aren't thinking about it, I mean, if you think about it, what time of your life are you probably not the most responsible? And then we give you a device that can do anything. The most powerful computer in the world is in your back pocket, and you're 14.
Yeah.
14-year-olds do crazy things. But here's the funny part about that. Here's what you really got to think about. You're in the 9th grade, you're 14, your boyfriend's in the 12th grade, he's 18 or 19. And some of our cases, it took a little longer to get out, right? And you're dating this 14-year-old, and you share an explicit photo. Well, you're an adult, and they're a minor. So now you're looking at some very real.
They don't think about that.
Potential, it could be some
Possible legal
potential,
charges.
absolutely, some legal ramifications from that. And so what you end up having is kids doing kid-like behavior that could lead to serious issues as an adult.
Well, how did you find your way in Athens?
Well, the superintendent, Trey Holliday, we were actually neighbors. He was in the Oxford area, and I was in Lincoln. We both were administrators for a long time there. And, what typically happens when people move up and they get opportunities to be superintendents or whatnot, people that are around them in their close circle, they're encouraged to put in and
Well, you were in
apply.
Talladega County.
I was in Talladega County. Fantastic place, great superintendent, Suzanne Lacey. We did some really wonderful things. We did some technology initiatives like we're starting to do in Athens. We have our Power Up. We're gearing up for that, where we're going to put technology in the hands of all the young people in Athens. It'll be iPads
They're excited
and
about
MacBooks.
that.
We're very excited about that. The technology is just a tool, but what we're going to work on is we're going to put a vision together. We have great people. Dr. Hamilton's fantastically bright, and some really good people. Mr. Ezel, they're going to put a good plan together, and we're going to take our kids into the 21st century.
How'd they talk you into coming on this show?
They said, "Do you want to talk?" And I said, "I love to talk."
Well, you've done a great job.
Well, thank
Yes,
you so
you have.
much.
Great
I
job.
enjoyed it. I've had
Thanks for
fun this
coming
morning.
in. Thanks for coming up. And
I'll see you soon.
I've got you saved you a biscuit.
Oh, you know
saved
what?
you a biscuit for breakfast. Autograph.
I think I'll have that whey protein. I need to burn a few pounds off.
All right, good to see you, Terry. I know
Thank
you'll
you
do
so
a good
much.
job. I think
See you.
Athens is proud to
Great
have
to
you.
have
Good to
you.
have you up here
Thank
in
you
our
very
neighborhood.
much. Thank you. I'll see
We'll
you
take
soon.
a break right now. We'll be right back in just a moment. Y'all hang on.
This guy.